They called you an old soul. They praised you for being so mature for your age. They told you that you were the easy one, the low maintenance one, the one who understood things the adults didn't. But psychology tells us that an old soul is often just a child who was forced to survive things that were meant for adults. You didn't choose to be mature. You adapted to be safe. This is the psychology of the adult who had to parent themselves. 1. The fixer identity. Psychologists refer to this as role reversal. When you grow up in a chaotic environment, you quickly learn that the only way to stabilize your world is to fix everyone else's problems. You became the therapist, the mediator, or the caretaker. Now, as an adult, you likely feel a compulsive need to be useful. If you aren't solving a crisis, you feel invisible. You have learned to equate love with utility. You think people only want you around for what you can do for them, not for who you are. You give until you are empty, because you were taught that your value lies in your sacrifice. 2. Hyperindependence. This is a trauma response disguised as a personality trait. Developmental psychology shows that when a child cries out for help and no one answers, they don't cry louder. They stop crying altogether. You learned that needs are dangerous. You learned that asking for help leads to disappointment or burden. So you built a fortress. You do everything yourself. You rarely delegate. When you're hurting, you hide. People see you as strong and capable. But psychology calls this counterdependency. It's the refusal to be attached to anyone because relying on others feels like handing them a weapon they could use to hurt you. 3. Emotional perfectionism. If you grew up too fast, you likely learned that your negative emotions were an inconvenience. Perhaps your parents were too stressed, too busy, or too emotionally immature to handle your anger or sadness, so you learned to edit yourself. You became low maintenance. You swallow your frustration. You apologize for crying. You feel intense guilt just for having a bad day. Psychology links this to emotional suppression. You believe you have to be the strong one, the stable one. You are the rock for everyone else, but you feel you have nowhere to land when you crumble. 4. Chronic hypervigilance. Do you find it impossible to truly relax? When the house is quiet, do you feel anxious? Children who grow up in high-stress environments develop a nervous system that is always scanning for threats. You learned to read the energy in a room the moment you walked in. You can tell if someone is angry just by the way they close a door. As an adult, peace feels suspicious. Your brain is waiting for the other shoe to drop. This is why you might be a workaholic or constantly busy, because stillness feels like the calm before the storm. You aren't just productive, you are running from the anxiety of being still. 5. The missing self. When you spend your formative years managing the emotions of others, you miss out on the crucial developmental stage of individuation. You spent so much time asking, what do they need, that you never learned to ask, what do I want? You might struggle to know what your hobbies are, what your true passion is, or even what kind of food you like. You are a chameleon. You can blend into any room and please any person, but you often feel like a stranger to yourself. You are an expert at empathy for others, but a novice at empathy for yourself. If this sounds like you, psychology offers a perspective shift. You are not broken. You are a survivor of a childhood that demanded too much. Your independence, your empathy, and your strength are incredible assets, but they shouldn't come at the cost of your peace. Healing for the child who grew up too fast means doing the scariest thing imaginable, becoming a beginner again. It means learning that you are allowed to be messy. You are allowed to be unproductive. You are allowed to need people. You carried the weight of the world before your shoulders were broad enough to hold it. It is safe to put it down now. You've done enough.